guys, it's Kelly and today I've got a favorites video for you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos, and let's get started. So today I'm sharing with you guys my top 10 favorite nail polishes for spring 2021. This is a part of my ongoing series where I look at all of the brand new releases that came out for the season and tell you what my top favorites are, just in case you're a little overwhelmed with everything that is coming out. This is something that I do in addition to my all-time favorite series, so I do have a favorite series where I talk about my all-time favorites that may or may not be available. This is specifically for stuff that was just released that's still around that I recommend if you are looking to pick something up and you're not really sure which direction to go in. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let me just let you guys know the title of this video is a lie because I have more than 10 favorites. I really couldn't pick, it was too difficult, although I will say it's kind of a little bit of a loophole because I have 10 favorite like regular polishes and then 2 favorite toppers. So 12 in total, but we're just gonna pretend that it's 10 because I am trying to keep this to a minimum. So if you guys are trying to buy a few of them, you don't have too many options, but I honestly could not narrow this down. Like, there were a lot of good polishes this season, and I gotta say, this is very surprising for me because I am not a spring nail polish person, but there were a lot of good ones. So let me just get started. So the first one that I want to talk about is Cuccio color BF Forever, and this was part of their spring 2021 line. Obviously, these are all part of spring collections. This was their, I think it was Kittens and Canines collection, and it's just a really beautiful, cool toned, soft lavender cream shade. I will say there are a lot of purples that I'm going to be going over today. I think actually half of my favorites are purple, but there were just a lot of really good purples this season. So yeah, onto this one. I just was really impressed with it. It was honestly nearly a one coater on me. It was just incredible coverage, incredible formula. I do end up using it in 2 coats just to get that full coverage, but it's such a light pastel color, and I feel like it's just so impressive that the formula, the opacity, everything about it is just so smooth and workable, which I feel like is not typical for a shade that is this light. So absolutely love it. Cuccio is just one of those incredibly underrated brands to me, and I thought their whole spring collection was a really nice twist on spring creams. Like, it kind of leaned into the more purples and browns direction, but I thought it was really beautiful. But I will say this was definitely my favorite of the collection. 1, because I'm a sucker for purple nail polishes, and 2, just because I was really impressed with this formula. My next top favorite of the season is Sinful Colors Low Key Lavender. This was a part of their Essentials collection that I just recently reviewed. It was a line of scented nail polishes, and I was a little apprehensive about it, but I will say this one absolutely blew me away. It's again this sort of cool toned purple. It's got a little bit of a dustiness to it, and then it has this really vibrant violet shimmer running throughout. I didn't think that the Essentials collection in general was particularly scented. This one though smelled incredible. It does have a lavender scent to it. If you guys remember, Cirque colors used to be lavender scented. This smells exactly like that, so I really loved it. It gave me a tiny bit of nostalgia, but also it's just a really nice purple, so I love it. Next up we have a shade from the OPI Hollywood collection. This is Oh You Sing, Dance, Act, and Produce. What a mouthful of a name, let me tell you. This is actually what I'm wearing on my nails right now. It's just a really gorgeous periwinkle shade. It's like a medium periwinkle. It looks a little bit more purple in the bottle and it looks a little bit more blue on the nails. And this one is just an amazing formula. It's literally 1 coat coverage. Like, I am wearing 1 coat on my nails right now and it is completely full coverage. It's a gorgeous color. I like that it's a little bit deeper and more vibrant than I would expect from a spring collection. And it just felt like a very big standout for me. I did enjoy that line, but I would say this one was the favorite. I just really like cool toned purples. I need to start like using more warm toned purples because I've been going through a cool toned purple phase, and I also really like warm toned purples, but we're talking about all cool ones today. This next one is from Lacquer. It's called Lorelei, and this was actually part of their collaboration with GB ASMR, so technically not their spring collection, but it was released in the spring, so I'm gonna count it anyway. So this is a cool toned, again, metallic purple foil, and I just think this one is absolutely stunning. It has this pearlized, streaky sort of finish to it, which I know not everybody likes. Personally, I love it. It really kind of elongates the nails and the nail bed when you have all of those like vertical lines running down your nails, and I think it just kind of adds an elegance to the nails. I just really like streaky finishes. I think they do add a little something to the nail, and just having it in a purple that is a really good formula and also very nice brush. I do love love the Loud Lacquer brush. This one was just a total win for me, but I did overall enjoy that whole collection. And even though it isn't technically a spring collection, it does have very springy vibes for me. Okay, so moving on to KBShimmer. This is the reason that I couldn't narrow this video down to 10 favorites, because I couldn't just pick one favorite KBShimmer. They came out with the Enchanted Forest collection for spring 2021, and I literally love every single polish in that collection. Like, that collection absolutely blew me away. It instantly became a top favorite of the year for me, so you are going to be seeing that at the end of the year, just spoiler alert. I ended up just narrowing it down to my top 3, but I will say honestly that entire collection was incredible. If you missed that review, I highly recommend checking it out because these polishes are just beyond. But this one that I'm talking about is Branching Out. Of course, it's another purple, but this one isn't entirely a purple because it's actually a tri-thermal. So when it's in its cold state, it's this really beautiful cool toned purple base. When it's kind of medium room temperature, it's this nice slate blue. And then once it's warm, it kind of shifts into like a turquoisey, minty kind of color. So in addition to having all of that in the base color, they also have these iridescent flakes running throughout that shift from gold to green to blue. I absolutely can't get enough of thermals, but I'm very new to tri-thermals and I thought that was so cool. I love to see like my nails change, and especially when your nails are a little bit longer, it creates a natural gradient on your nails, which I think is also super awesome. This one honestly has become a top favorite nail polish of all time, like not just for this season or this year. I instantly fell in love with it, and this actually, I ended up wearing this the first time for a week, which is unheard of for me. I usually change my manicure twice a week, but I could not bring myself to take this one off. It was just so stunning. Next we have another KBShimmer. This one is called Mist Me, and this one, it actually kind of looks a little bit purpley too, but this is more of like a bluish periwinkle base, and then it has a color shifting shimmer running throughout. So when you're looking head on at it, it kind of looks like coppery pink, and then around the edges it starts to look gold and even a little bit of green. And then in addition to that, there's also a linear holographic sparkle running throughout. So again, you can kind of see the trend here. KBShimmer has so much depth to their polishes. Like, I feel like normally you would get a polish that has either the shimmer or the holo in it, but this just has everything in one, and I feel like that's just so incredible. You get so much for your money, you know what I mean? I'm very impressed with that. But yeah, this polish is just so stunning, so sparkly. It was honestly one coat coverage for me as well, but with super sparkly shades, I do always put on a second coat because I like to get a little bit more depth of coverage there, and just in case you kind of see through to that second layer, you just get more sparkle. So I really love doing that. But yeah, just another absolutely stunning color, and because it's so light and springy, it almost feels like a pastel kind of color, but it has so much more to it that it's not just your basic pastel cream. Okay, and then the last of my KBShimmer rant is this one, which is called Frequent Flyer. This one is actually really hard to describe. Honestly, it just looks like opalescent to me. It's kind of this sheer polish that shifts into so many different colors, and it also has that holographic sparkle running throughout. So seriously, this kind of shifts into the whole rainbow. When you look at it, it really does look like a pearl, but I see a lot of green and yellow running throughout, and then when it's on the naked nail, I do see a little bit of blue and pink. This one's really cool because you can wear it on its own, or you can layer it over a deeper color. It does have a little bit of that pearlized streakiness to it that I love. I also ended up pairing it over the brown polish from the Enchanted Forest collection, and I thought that was such a gorgeous combo. It kind of just created these, like, I mean, I guess it was named after this, but it really did look like the iridescent wings of some kind of insect, so I thought that was super, super gorgeous. Just a really cool one. I always love shades that you can wear on their own and then also use them as a topper, because it kind of just feels like two nail polishes in one, so really love that. Moving on, we have ILNP Cake Pop, and this was part of their spring 2020 collection, which was called Tea Party. I actually just recently reviewed this, and to me this felt like a remix of their 2020 collection, which was called Hatched, which was a set of Crellies that had these metallic flakes in them. And I will say overall I think I preferred the 2020 collection, but this one, Cake Pop, was a huge standout for me for 2021. It's like this super light creamy yellow pastel base, and then within that we have 3 different color metallic flakes. So we have red, green, and purple, and this really just looks like a funfetti cake to me, so I absolutely loved that. This was the only one in the collection that had multiple different colors of flakes in it, and I thought that was just such a cool feature. I would definitely love to see a part 3 of this set that had like tricolor flakes in each one. I think that would be super cool, but for now I will just enjoy this one Cake Pop. But yeah, I just feel like this is a very cool variation on your typical spring pastel colors. As you can probably tell from these favorites, I really don't stray towards typical spring shades. I like when there's a little bit something that makes it different, and I think having the flakes in here does make this polish very unique. Next up, we have another favorite from the Sinful Colors Essentials collection. This one's called Eucalypt, which is a great name, by the way. I am purely adding this one because I loved the formula of this polish, although the color is stunning too. It's just this gorgeous sage green cream. It's pretty much a one coater on me. It was just extremely opaque, and I was really impressed with that, especially because one, it's a drugstore color, and two, again, with these pastel kind of shades, you don't normally get such good coverage, and if you do, they tend to feel really chalky and thick. So I was just really impressed with how this one felt very smooth and easy to work with. And I will say, I love this type of like cool sage green paired with purple. I think that's such a beautiful combo. This with any of the purples that I have mentioned, I feel like would be such a gorgeous manicure. So yeah, obviously had to include this as well. This one is actually supposed to be scented as well. It's supposed to be scented like eucalyptus. Now I will say, I don't know what eucalyptus smells like, but I also didn't get any scent from this. But again, I have a really bad sense of smell, so it might just be me. Next up, we have a shade from Orly. This one is called Here Comes the Sun, and this was part of their day tripping collection. I have to say, that was another set of creams that I absolutely loved. It was kind of this set of like very 70s inspired rainbow cream shades. I just really loved that. I felt like that was a really nice twist on spring colors. This one in particular is a really gorgeous mustard yellow cream, and the formula of this one really impressed me as well. Generally for me, yellow polishes are at least 3 coats for full coverage. This one I did end up getting full coverage in 2. I just love the Orly formula in general. Their creams are absolutely fantastic, and I just love the coverage of them. A lot of them end up being 1 coaters on me, so that's why I figured this would end up being a 2 coater, and I was right. And I feel like this is a shade that can definitely carry me through to summer as well, just because obviously it's very bright and summery too. Okay, so now that we have gone over the first 10 polishes, that I'm pretending there are only 10 in this collection, let's move on to the 2 toppers. This first one is from Cirque Colors. It's called Sun Kissed. I will say Cirque has released a ton of polishes so far for spring 2021, but honestly, I'm here for it. I'm a huge fan of Cirque. Their Afterglow collection in particular absolutely blew me away. You guys know that I've been going through a topper phase, and they came out with a set of toppers, but this one, Sun Kissed, is particularly interesting to me. I thought this was a standout shade. It is sort of like this burnt gold flake metallic topper, and the reason that I really loved this one is because it felt very reminiscent of their polish AU, which is a limited edition topper that they only release around the holidays, that's made with 23 karat gold flakes, so it ends up being super expensive. This to me felt like the affordable version of that, and even though the flakes aren't exactly the same, I just feel like this gives me that same elegant feel. And I also love that they made a version that I won't feel bad about wearing, because as much as I love AU, I honestly only wear it like once or twice a year, just because it is so expensive. I like have to have a very special occasion to justify it. This one is part of their normal pricing, so I feel like I can wear this one a lot more, and it's also really pretty over any color. And last but not least, we have the Holo Taco Lunar Unicorn Skin. So I was super excited when Holo Taco came out with their second unicorn skin collection. If you haven't heard of it, it's basically, they came out with a set of iridescent flake toppers in 2020, and then they kind of did a part 2 in 2021, and the Lunar Unicorn Skin ended up being my favorite out of the new collection, but I think I also prefer this one to the 2020 shades. There's just so much color in these flakes, and it really shifts depending on what color you put it over. So over darker shades, you definitely get a lot of that like orangey, yellow, green kind of colors coming through, but then also over light shades, it ends up giving off this like purple, pink, blue vibe, which I think is really cool. Normally I don't love iridescent flakes over light colors, but this one I thought just made a really beautiful combo, so I absolutely loved that. But yeah, I really do love transformative polishes like this, like same with the KBShimmer Frequent Flyer. I feel like you just get multiple polishes for your money because it really changes based on what color you put it over. But yeah, so those are my top 10 plus 2 favorite spring nail polishes for 2021. Obviously, these are all just to my personal taste, but I do think that a lot of the brands that I reviewed had a lot of really gorgeous colors. If there's any that I didn't mention that you want to mention as one of your faves, please feel free to let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. If you enjoy my favorites videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. And that's it, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Marsha, whose name I'm only allowed to say once, and Marsha wants to know, when you swatch polishes, are they gifted to you or do you have to buy all of them? So I will say, this is kind of a complicated question because I don't want you guys to think that I'm biased in any way, but I would say at least 90% of the products that I swatch, I do get sent to me, but I will say it really does not affect my opinion at all. Honestly, I actually get a lot more polishes than I review. I try them out and I generally only review the brands or the polishes that I like. I know a lot of you guys do want me to do some negative reviews, but usually it's just not worth it for me to go through all of the effort of doing that just to bash a brand. If I get a collection that I don't really love from a brand that I love, I do end up reviewing it anyway, but if it's just a random brand I've never heard of that's sending me stuff, I usually just don't even worry about it. But yeah, honestly, I know it seems like it's really awesome to get a bunch of free products, but I have probably at this point over 3,000 bottles of nail polish. So to me, I think I'm honestly even a little bit more picky when I get stuff for free because I know that I don't have to review it if I don't want to. And if I buy it myself, then I do generally try to justify being like, okay, I really do like this because I paid for it. Hi, Editing Kelly here. I just wanted to really quickly add in a couple of things that I didn't mention in here. Of course, I am extremely grateful that I do get products sent to me for review for my channel, but I also want to point out, I really can't deny that there is a benefit to the brands that are sending me stuff. When you're reviewing products in front of an audience of tens of thousands of people, it's basically just encouraging people to purchase from them. So for me, I'm extremely picky with what I do share on my channel, and I only want to share the products that I absolutely love because I know that putting them on my channel is an endorsement and I know that people are going to purchase what I recommend. So I don't let anything external sway my decisions for this. This is purely something I'm constantly testing out nail polishes and I'm constantly trying to decide if something is worth putting on my channel. And of course, the second thing to keep in mind is that nothing in life is truly free. So when I do get products that I love sent to me for review, I am actually paying for them in my time. I know it seems like these videos are relatively quick, but I would say each polish swatch takes me about a half hour, and then it takes me time to film my intro, and then it takes me several hours to edit each video. So, you know, obviously this is something that I absolutely love to do and I never want to stop doing it. But again, there's just a lot of factors that go into it. So like I said, I am grateful to receive everything that I get in PR in consideration for my channel, but it's not necessarily just a free gift to me. It's something that I test out and I have to determine if it's something that I think is worth sharing with you guys, if I think it is worth recommending a brand and putting my approval on it to you guys, and also if it's worth the 10 or so hours it takes me to create a review for it. So yeah, I would say the vast majority of what I review I do get for free, but it does not affect my judgment on anything at all, I promise. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!